Welcome to another episode of Dear YouTube. This is getting to be an annoying habit. In this new and hopefully final YouTube PSA, I want to address strikes. It's how YouTube punishes you when they take down one of your videos. In my last PSA, I explained how and why YouTube took down one of my videos. I was already on strike 1 because of the first video that they took down. Cool, no harm, no foul. I regrouped and redid my video entitled YouTube Creator PSA. But strike 2 was actually the YouTube PSA video on my page. Yes, they took that one down too. I told you they might right in the video. The reason you actually see it is because I appealed it, and they sent me an email saying that they made a mistake, proving that all you have to do is mention the vaccine in your video and they will take it down without even watching it, which means they never really watched the very first video they gave me strike 1 for. The problem now is they didn't take away the second strike for the video I successfully appealed. Strike 2 is still there, and it's been a while. Keep in mind that since they still won't take away that second strike, if I get one more strike, then my page will be terminated. Yes, this labor of love will no longer exist. I've tried to reach out to YouTube feedback 3 times, but nothing has been done. They don't respond. Email is also ineffective as you can't send them one. Contacting Google, which owns YouTube, is also ineffective. A strike lasts for 90 days. That's 3 months. So, is YouTube doing this on purpose? To make sure I stay in my place? I mean, why would a big organization give a damn about my videos that only have 34 subscribers and very minimal views? But then again, obviously they do care because they took my vaccine video down. 2 of them. I want them to see this one too, so I tagged it with the word vaccine like crazy in the description. Check out this video by Randy Booker titled "The NBA Contacted Me." You'll see that very strange things can happen when a creator legitimately does well, too well, on this platform. And YouTube strangely had technical difficulties while it happened. And look at the comment section as well. There's some very enlightening comments there, to say the least. Another thing I noticed was that people who are part of YouTube's partnership program have access to troubleshooting in the form of a live chat. People in the partnership program are videos that YouTube can monetize. So basically, those of us with channels that don't generate money, we have to wait until a YouTube representative sees those numerous feedback requests. Meanwhile, those who make money for YouTube get better treatment. Welcome to the world of big business. If you can't be useful or used, then you're useless. I remember the humble beginnings of YouTube, and the amount of knowledge available in those videos was staggering. I knew that one day this thing would be huge, and I also knew that at some point it would no longer be free to watch. I was right on the money. Nowadays, I get offers from YouTube subscriptions all the time on my phone. If you don't want it, you're hit with a bunch of commercials in every video you watch. It's extremely annoying. YouTube wants to become a network, and with any network, they control the content, even though without our intellectual property, they have no content at all. They know this, and so they're preparing for the future. That's why you're seeing YouTube originals. YouTube is trying to create its own content because at some point it expects to lose a bunch of YouTubers. Why? Could be that in the future YouTube Premium will be the only way to access it. They know that a lot of people will say to hell with that, but others will pay. It's just a guess. The fact is that YouTube has to stay competitive because Netflix, Disney, and Amazon are aiming to kill the streaming game. Bottom line, eventually, your cable TV programming will be worth nothing. Its sole purpose will be to provide a gateway to the internet itself, which will open the door to all streaming services, brand new networks. What does it say about the future of those that create on this eventual YouTube network? Right now, they put ads on your videos and you make some money, but not as much as YouTube does, that's for sure. But they give y'all just a little bit of money, some cents, just to make creators feel like they could maybe make a living off this. I'm not knocking the hustle. I'm just saying that YouTube ain't shit without your intellect. If that's the case, then creators should make more money. Dave Chappelle just did a stand-up about this very thing. Y'all think it doesn't apply to you as well? Take this guy, Simon Whistler. He has about 10 channels, each one with tens of thousands of subscribers and views. Yes, YouTubers are his audience, but now that they know who Simon is, does he really need YouTube? Simon has market value. At what point will he be able to set his price for his obvious marketable services? If you ask me, the future are creators going right back to having their own websites, and thus new networks will be born, new and independent internet shows. See, what you guys may not notice is that these social media engines, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, run them down the line, they are all driven by ads. Companies pay to advertise on these web pages. That's how they make their money. You pay for Facebook with the one currency you can't get back, your time, and by extension, your life. But at the end of the day, these are just websites, every single one of them. If you're a YouTube creator and you've got subscribers out the ass, hundreds of thousands of hits each video, why don't you put your intellectual property on your own website? Let the ad companies come directly to you. After all, they need you. They need your intellect, your creativity, your imagination. By nature, humans do what's easier. These big ad companies are going to the big social sites like YouTube because it's easier than what they had to do back in the early internet days, which was to find the best websites and offer them ad revenue. I say to hell with that. Make them work again. YouTube, Facebook, all these companies are huge, and it lets you know that there's plenty of room for other smaller networks or websites that could be your own. Real estate is expensive in real life, but virtual real estate is not. What's stopping you from having 4 websites or more, each with different interests and themes? You could have your own version of YouTube, showing your material as well as showcasing other material from around the world. YouTube is convenient, but once they started censoring people, the days of creativity were numbered. Then they began to get rid of whole channels. These are all moves that companies do in order to clean up their image, because big changes are coming down the line. A recurring theme of business is that corporations want smart and intelligent workers, right? But they never want you to get too smart and too intelligent for their needs. Because if you did, then you'd be a threat to them. Actually, that's not just in the business world. If you really think about it, there's a concerted effort to make sure that a lot of us stay in our place, so to speak. Another example, these people go on to Patreon. What's the point? You're just scared. You're still on someone else's platform. They need you. And since they see that you're willing to come to them, they're going to take some of your money, and if not your money, your clout. Because even if Patreon was absolutely free, the more people that came to it, then the more attractive Patreon is to those ad companies with tons of money. And then, like Facebook, Patreon could be scot-free for creators, but not really, because it costs you your time as a creator. Your time is money, and you wouldn't be getting the majority of it. Patreon would. The older you get, the more you ain't seeing nothing new that these humanoids are doing. I'm serious. You're looking at a rise of new networks, and you're all jockeying to be part of it. I get it. Everyone wants to be part of the winning team. But what happens when the team gets rid of you? What happens when the corporation no longer needs your valuable services? It's not just my videos. There's thousands of videos that's been erased. And there's going to be more as YouTube tries to clean up its image for the future. Many of us will no longer have a place on this network. Think about it. Maybe you should simply bet on yourself. So, YouTube, guys, I told you in my previous PSA video that there weren't too many videos left, and I meant it. As a matter of fact, I had to wait weeks to post this video because YouTube wouldn't allow me to post it. All this over one video that they never even watched in the first place. All they cared about was the word vaccine. Again, according to the guidelines, a strike takes 90 days to go away. But that's wasting my time because technically, I don't have 2 strikes. I've got 1. YouTube, get rid of that second strike. Let me finish my last few videos on this platform and then I'll be on my merry way. I never intended to be here for long anyway. There's only so much of my melodious voice that people can deal with. But as I said before, the way YouTube has it right now, if I put up one more video that YouTube doesn't like for whatever little childish reason, that's it. My channel's done. It's not a chance that I'm willing to take. And so if I have to wait the 90 days to put up my last few videos, then that's just what I'll do. But keep in mind that this one video could be the video that YouTube chooses to give me a strike 3 upon. And then that's all she wrote. My fellow creatives, if you want paper money, I'm telling you right now, it's out there. The ad companies have it to spare. Make your website. Create a network of like minds. Make sure it's presented with care and respect. Make sure it's the best you can do. Don't worry about other people. Create with your light in mind. Be your own star. And don't worry, people will see you. Trust and believe in that truth. Again, there is plenty of money and attention to go around. Plenty of virtual real estate. If you're not getting the success on the internet, then you're either not working hard or you're attempting to do something that you're not truly passionate about, or your presentation is simply horrible and you need to spice it up some with a professional web designer. Either or, there's 7 billion people on the planet, give or take, but nobody can do it like you, baby. Absolutely nobody. Create and share it with the world. And if this is my last video on here and they terminate my page, whoever does see this video, don't worry, I'll be back. Take care.